Okay, year 9, fantastic. Great to get your feedback about what you already know about some of that stimulus material we just looked at. Some really good answers there about lava and volcanoes and earthquakes and all those great things that you came up with. Really, really good. What we're going to do now is move on to our clay ball activity. So you've got some clay balls sitting in front of you there. I'm sure you all have a bunch of questions about that, and we're going to explore that in a minute. But first of all, let's go over our learning intention for today's lesson. Let's really get that locked in so that we know what it is that we're learning today. Okay, so today we'll be learning how scientists know the structure of the Earth. Fantastic. And we will be successful when we can describe the methods for analysing the structure of the Earth. Good job. And Timothy, can you please tell me how you know you'll be successful today? Very good work, Timothy. Good listening. Okay, so moving on. One thing we're going to address before we move on is why are we doing this? Why are we learning this? Why is it important? Okay, so can somebody please tell me why it would be important to understand the structure of the Earth, as we discussed before, because the structure of the Earth relates to why we get volcanoes, why we get earthquakes, seismic activity, all that stuff that we had in our brainstorming session earlier. So why is it important that we understand the structure of the Earth, if we think back to that? Angela. Really good point. Did anybody else get that answer? Yeah, definitely. So if earthquakes and volcanoes can be threatening to human life, then it's really important to understand what causes them, how we might be able to predict them. Yeah, I like what you added there, Andrew, about wanting to not just know what causes them, but maybe how to predict them. So this is really good stuff. This is really important. We're not just doing it for fun. Okay, so we're going to move on to our clay ball activity now. And part of this activity is you're going to be breaking up into groups. I'll select your groups in a minute. And in your groups, you're going to be coming back with some information and some answers to some really important questions about these mysterious clay balls that are sitting in front of you right now. And I really would like to commend you on the fact that you haven't touched them yet and nobody has played with theirs yet, so that's really good. But what we're going to do moving forward is we're going to analyse these clay balls and get a few insights about what might be happening with the structure of the Earth and what scientists do. Okay, so one really important lesson that I need you to know before we go into this is that you're going to be coming back with a bunch of answers. Some of them are going to be wrong. But wrong answers is what we are looking for as scientists half the time. We want to know what is wrong so we can eliminate it from the list and we can move on to establishing what the correct answer is. So if you give an incorrect answer or you think, oh, that just popped into my head, I don't know if it's right or wrong, that's great, that's fantastic. In fact, I think it's a big thumbs up if you can please give us a wrong answer from time to time, because as scientists, wrong answers are incredibly important. Okay, let's move on to the next part of the class.